This is the August 2025 Glasscages tank update. It's been a couple of months since I did a review, mostly because not a lot changed in that time, but there's been a few changes. So today we're going to discuss the fish, one new fish, one death, but overall how the fish are doing. Corals definitely have some new SPS in the tank. And then we'll discuss my thoughts on the Glasscages tank so far, and equipment review, what I think about the equipment so far, and then the garage tanks. So let's get started. First of all, as far as the fish, unfortunately I lost my cherub angel, the pygmy angel. We went on vacation, and when I came back it was gone, so I have no idea what happened. And the only other fish that is new is Tiny Tim, which is a mandarin dragonet. I'm not sure if I had it in the last video. He is difficult to find. We call him Tiny Tim because when I first got him, he was smaller than one of my fingernails. Absolutely tiny. And let's see if he's in his hiding spot. Negative. Well, we'll see throughout the video if we catch him, but he's still quite small, hard to find. But he's slowly getting bigger. He's at least quadrupled in size in the last several months. So it's been fun to watch him grow. I'm not sure if he's eating anything but copepods, but I've never seen him eat actual food so far, but maybe at some point he will. Let's see what else. As far as the tangs, there's the orange shoulder and the blue tang. The blue tang continues to beat up on the Desjardins, which is right there. The good thing is the yellow tang and the Desjardins initially didn't get along. Now they're absolutely fine. And the Desjardins was beating up on the convict, which is right there, who's growing quickly. But now he seems to leave him alone. So really the only aggression I have right now is the blue going after the Desjardins. He's getting the sailfin's getting bigger, and he's holding his own more and more. But every now and then, probably once every couple of weeks, there'll be a huge chunk bitten off of his sail, and I know it was the blue tang that did it. Otherwise, the rest of the fish are doing quite well. Gigi, the foxface, I just moved some corals around. There she is right there. And she loves bubble algae, and she's just destroyed. There was a little bit of bubble under some of the corals that I moved, and she destroyed it within seconds. Actually, the orange shoulder really likes bubble algae too, which I've heard of. But the orange shoulder is getting huge, as you can see, as is the blue tang. But everyone is doing quite well. The rest of the tangs are doing well. Wrasses are fine. I continue to have issues with the yellow chorus, constantly wanting to jump out the tank, so he hits the top of the tank probably once a day, splashes water everywhere. He's just so skittish. He's crazy. But the Solon fairy wrasse did get bigger. See how beautiful this thing is. Putting on the show. Thank you. So that thing has gotten huge, and it's just gorgeous. And yeah, the wrasses are doing well. The cardinals, the two bangai, initially were mortal enemies, and now they decided to just have their side. So this one stays on the right side all day long, and the other one just stays on the left side all day long, and they just leave each other alone. Clownfish are hosting the gonies and the alveopora, as you can see right here. There he goes, hosting the goni and the alveopora. So, which kind of pisses off this alveopora, as you can see. He doesn't like it. There he is hosting the other alveopora doesn't seem to mind. But yeah, he'll and the Ghanies, so they just bounce back and forth between Ghanies, albipores, so it's kind of cool, other than the fact that that one doesn't like it. And then they continue to lay eggs in this corner over here. Unfortunately, to do so, they move all the sand, which I just moved the sand back today, and they already moved it away. So they move all the sand from that corner, and they just laid eggs recently. But when they hatched, obviously they were eaten. Otherwise, everyone else is doing well. The Watchman goby. Oh, there's the fire shrimp cleaning the Tamini tang back in there. I'm not sure you can see that, but the fire shrimp sense up his station, and just below him is the home of the Watchman goby, which I don't see right now, but the Watchman goby and the pistol shrimp are doing well. That's about it as far as the fish. I did order a ton of cleanup crew because I noticed I recently did a water change and the sand was really dirty, and since I don't do very many water changes, I went ahead and ordered some extra conches and a bunch of Nacerius snails to help clean the sand bed, and so keep that a little more stirred up. I have 3 conches as of right now, but I figured I'd get some more. And so that's about it as far as the fish and livestock. As far as the corals, we'll start on the right over here. I did trim back the purple stylo because it was growing to the glass. I couldn't even clean the glass, so I had to cut him back. The Oregon tort in front of him is continuing to grow. They surprisingly get along. Neither one kill each other. They agree to set their own boundaries, which is nice. There goes the blue tang after the Dejanini. So that's doing well. My lone acan never grows. Sort of does okay, but that's about the same. Mushroom rock. Knock on wood, the mushrooms are staying on that rock so far. I think I have a lot of light and they don't like it, so they tend not to move. So that thing has got a ton of mushrooms on it, but so far they're staying right there. This is this SPS, I forget what it is. It's growing really well. Already spread over the initial plug onto the square plug, and now is about to spread onto the rock there. This one over here, not doing as well. I just moved it yesterday. I thought maybe it was getting too much light. It's kind of pale. So we'll see how it does over here. I just murdered the orange Monty yesterday because it was huge and I wanted room for the next to it, this SPS to grow. And it's in my other tank, it's growing really fast. In my other tank it was huge, and so I want to get him room, and I'm hoping it grows up and over the orange digi, because I'd much rather have that one instead. That's the oh yeah, the pink Cadillac. Next to it, the Miyagi tort is growing like crazy. All these on the back, the Bill Murray, which is this bright one right here. Those SPS are growing very fast. I've got another Oregon tort right back there, which is a chunk off my original one. It's growing like crazy, which it's going to have to battle the green slimer, which not surprisingly is growing quickly. And then I did get my order from Thirsty's Reef, which, as you can see, the frags, some of the frags are tiny. This is a Walt Disney right there. This pink one's really cool looking. So I just glued all these frags down yesterday. And so this will be the bulk of my SPS. Hopefully they all grow out decently. But as you can see, a lot of these frags are real tiny. So we'll see how they grow over time. I put my home wrecker right there in the front. Hopefully that grows okay. This one, which is the, what is it, the Garf Bonsai, I think, something like that. That thing only had a little bit left. It mostly died with all the tank moves. This is one of my originals, and man, it's growing back quickly, so it's doing really well. And so otherwise, we'll see how all of the SPS over the years grows up. It's going to take a few years for these to all grow in really well. But yeah, all the corals are doing great. Of course, the euphyllias back there are huge and doing fine. And then the rock anemones are doing great. And my lone favia, which is the dragon sulfavia, that one is surviving so far, starting to spread a little bit. So maybe one day it'll cover the top of that rock, which would be nice. So that is the update on the tank. As far as the tank itself, it's the Glasscages custom. Very happy with it still. Rock solid tank, amazing stand. Really still loving it. Having it about 6 months now, and it's doing great. Really loving the tank, so no issues with it whatsoever. And now we'll move down to the sump. All right, and then ATO system that I described in previous videos, which is attached to the wall and runs all the way to the garage, is automatically filled. Still loving that. Never have to fill the ATO water. It's just all automatic, so that continues to work great. I love it. I did notice I'm growing green algae on the bottom, so I had to cover it. That's why I've got that towel there. So keep your ATO container covered, because the lights from above will grow some algae. I did order this extra long cord, so for those of you with a protein skimmer with the sensor in the lid, as you know, it's a pain in the butt because the cord is short, and so if you want to clean it, there's really no way without detaching it from the controller. So I got this extra long cord, and so now I can bring it all the way out, clean it really easy. So that was really nice. And then I did order saltwateraquarium.com their filter socks. So this is the one on the left, and you can see on the right is the like the 3-inch BRS filter sock. On the one on the left is the aquarium, saltwateraquarium.com. Bigger, it's made better. I feel like the double stitching is better, so I've been using those instead. I'm much happier with those. So I only have to change them twice a week, so it takes 30 seconds, so it doesn't bother me at all. Those are working really well. And then in the summer, fans are going, so fans, plus we keep the AC at 78, 79, so with the lights there's more heat in the pumps, but I'm generally able to keep the tank under 80, so it seems to be doing well. This is doing great. I only have to change it once every couple of weeks for the overflow for the protein skimmer, so that's been great. I am still dosing nitrates 3 times a week, and then I also dose the A and K elements from Tropic Marin, and I've been sending off ICPs, and that's been working really well, keeping all my elements in check. I'm dealing with high phosphates, and I'll talk about that in a moment. The 2 M2s, Ecotech M2s that I have, man, I've had those for one going on 6 years, the other one for a couple years, several years, and man, they're working well. Some people complain about these pumps, but I clean them once a year, otherwise they're rock solid, so those 2 things are working great. And then I'm starting to really like the IV. One thing I did that I shouldn't have is the X10 is way back in the back, and the tubes are pretty long, and I think that's giving me issues occasionally with accuracy. If I had to do it again, I'd put it a lot closer. But generally, it's really accurate. And I've got the calc stir right behind it, Vast Marine calc stir, which has been working great. And that usually holds the alk pretty well, although I notice at the end of 2 weeks when it's time to refill it, it does start to drop. But the nice thing is that IV will catch it, and then it doses out of this doser a little bit extra alpha reef. Otherwise I have alpha reef on a timer, and I don't have to adjust that very much. It's pretty consistent, but a little extra alpha reef every now and then based on the results from the IV works well. So about every couple of weeks I'm noticing that the alk calculation is off when I test with Salifert, and so I'll go ahead and clean the IV out, and then it tends to be more accurate again. And then I did mention the phosphates. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'm getting some hair algae kind of up in spots where the tangs can't get to, and that's because my phosphates have been creeping up above 0.1, 0.13 maybe. And so I've been, I added some phosphate minus as well as ChemiPure plus. And so we'll see if that controls the phosphates. Obviously I've got a ton of fish. I've got over 30 fish in here, and these tangs are getting huge. And I think so many fish and the size of the tangs is what's resulting in the phosphate trying to climb. Plus I don't do water changes, that doesn't help. So I might have to do an occasional water change, plus I might have to do a GFO reactor if my phosphates stay high. So we'll see. Time will tell. I think I'd be happy if it's 0.1 or close to it, but once it creeps up a lot higher than 0.1, then I need to take action. So, all right, well that's the tank, and then I'm going to move into the garage and talk about the garage tanks that are becoming my frag tanks in a moment. And here are the garage tanks. As you can see, I put a frag of the Oregon Tort as well as the pink Cadillac, which grows like crazy in my tanks. So I put those out here. I did get a fox face, as you can see, and then I've got a Tamini tang, which they're not doing anything as far as the algae. It's hair algae. Again, having issues with a lot of hair algae, as you can see. Big reason is phosphates in this tank have been crazy high, and so a big part of that was because all the fish, when I had the tank leak, were out here in this tank, and so phosphates have been so high that you can't even detect them. So I finally got it down to about 0.6. And that's with running the phosphate minus and the ChemiPure plus. So I'm going to have to do more water changes out here, and then keep trying to get the phosphates down out here, and that's going to help with the hair algae, I think. I also ordered some of those, some of the cleaners, Nacerius nails, and some of those, and see if those will help with some of the hair algae. And then I've got the frag rack for little guys, and then I can put the bigger frags kind of along, and so we'll see how they do out here, see if I can get them to grow as well as they do in the house. This big Digi I had out here as a tester, it's doing fine. The plating Monties are doing great, but those things are pretty bulletproof anyways. I did have an issue with ick, and so I added this Ciche UV sterilizer. I did add a butterfly fish out here to try to help with the aptasia, but it had ick, it died quickly, and then I think some of the other fish got it. But the UV sterilizer is working well so far, and it was nice. It came with the pump and everything. And this is the small 20-gallon that's tied in with the 40-gallon, but also with hair algae. The other issue out here is temperature has been an issue. It's hot in the garage. It's running at 81 right now, and so I've been throwing frozen water bottles in. Eventually I'll probably need to get a chiller out here, but so far I've been able to keep it under 82. And so hopefully as my corals SPS in the garage grow, I'll be able to get more and more frags out here. Trade them with people, that'll be fun. Hopefully I'll do an update soon.